Okay, so as you all know, my name's Alison Hall-Beswick, and I brought the coffee into the UK, lead job of being coffee into the UK around March, April time this year. And the reason I did that was I was with a different company, which you'll all know the name of. I was with Valentis, and when the coffee kind of disappeared, I decided to go with it. And to do that, I left a team, and because I knew it was the most moral thing to do, and my loyalty was with the benefits of the coffee and what that was actually doing for my customers, and therefore I walked away from that company and then kept very quiet, and obviously started to work in around the April time of this year as VK Global was opening up. Now, at that very beginning time, obviously everything was brand new, the business was brand new, it was still being built whilst we were being recruited in, and I did go to many official bodies and find out information for us, but I always came to a brick wall because I wasn't corporate. They wouldn't give me any more details. But I found out that obviously it's ideal to be part of Companies House, but it's not legal. DSA, it's great for your general, to be well thought of as a multi-level marketing company, but same again wasn't legal, didn't have to do it, and all the ingredients were actually EU regulated. Trading standards really wouldn't allow me to converse with them at all. So everything looked like it was okay, and at that time I asked Lewis, well, how soon could it be till we have a warehouse? To which he said, well, build a team. Let's see if the product's needed in the UK. Build a team, and then we'll take it from there. So that's exactly what I did. Okay, so we all worked hard. All those founders at the very beginning worked very hard. We built a big team quite quickly, and our sales were really good. And that was kind of honoured in the fact that when I was in Spain in August, we had a call with all the CEOs to say that yes, we're going to officially open in the UK, which was just fantastic news. It's absolutely amazing news. And because of the summer and what's happened with hot beverage companies over the summer, it all came very much obviously a social media war. We very quickly found out about the different rules and regulations with trading standards. We had lots of haters hating lots of different companies, and our attorneys in the States and our solicitors in the UK very much verified the fact that as long as you go through that process, you're okay to trade as you are, as long as you're showing that you are going to make those changes, that's absolutely fine. So that's what we did. We had lots of people obviously unsure about that, and that was fine, and we understood that, but we just went with the information we was given. So because we wanted it all in writing, I went over to California, took a week out of my business in the UK, went through to California to get a piece of paper that we all really desperately wanted and was very excited to see. And I shall just get this paper for you. A lot of you will have seen this now. And on it says, at this time, we have engaged the services of a UK market compliance consultancy firm that specialises in helping North American companies meet EU compliance. This firm was highly recommended by the US MLM attorney we have recently been consulting with. Because we are already working on this compliance process, both our USA attorney and UK solicitor feel it is safe to proceed with sales, which is trade as normal. They agree that upon preliminary review, both the product business model look compliant. Any adjustments that are needed to become fully compliant will be addressed immediately. Thank you for your continued patience and loyalty during this period of time, and we'll look forward to seeing the UK team grow and prosper. So that's just kind of what we needed to actually move on, which we did. And then unfortunately, we came across some setbacks. We had the setbacks of the back office that we was working really, really well. It worked very well because we've got Angie and Bobby that worked tirelessly for us for 6, 7, 8 months. So we wasn't aware of the issues that the rest of the company was having with the old back office. And so we've got a new back office that created a lot of problems for us. Another issue we had was obviously when we started in March, April time, the product was phenomenal amount of money to ship over here. And it was taking around 10 days, and then it was getting stuck at customs, and then we had an additional charge then, and so it was taking a lot longer for the product to get here. So corporate have always been really open and gone, right, well, let's look at a solution. And luckily, I mean, I just say that my husband had he could do that as a job, but Luann took that on and she did an amazing job. Her and her mum and dad, you could not fault them. It was great. There was little things that obviously we couldn't do long term because product was being sent out before Angie had even woken up to PayPal us. And also we was paying obviously through friends and family. It wasn't going through a business official account, and we weren't getting invoices. But for that period of time, it worked really well, and it enabled us to grow, and it enabled us to get the product out to our team leaders and to our customers very, very fast. But knowing that we was going to go down an official path, we needed more of a commercial building. So you need something that is more of an industrial building, that is known as a business building. And obviously I mentioned Mark again, because that is what he actually does for a living. So we actually obviously provided a building already set up, which obviously saved Retail Global thousands and thousands of dollars on a warehouse, whether it was mortgaged or whether it was rented, the gas, electric, business rates, being compliant with insurance purposes and fire regulations. Obviously it was all kitted out, computers. Mark went for quite a few weekends and actually designed a whole program, wrote a program so that it can take on the shipping. And the only thing that obviously went a little bit wrong was we wasn't getting the file very quick from Ryan, and that caused confusion for us. So, but apart from that, it was all there, up and running. Now, Mark can ship obviously to Europe and can ship globally, and we have a mail coming on Friday, so products can go out Monday to Friday, no problem whatsoever. So that was obviously going to be working really, really well. In the last few days, we actually got the file from Ryan so that Mark could pull in the orders. So everything's looking kind of well. Obviously, as you know, I spend a lot of time with Sophie to get us campaigns and to get us promotional material. We've got one starting tomorrow, which is the 12 days up to Christmas, which we've got posts for every day. And you know, all I feel that I've actually done, or what I've tried to do for everyone really, is I've got to say to you, I fell into this. I didn't plan to be a leader. I don't class myself as a leader. I have been kind of adopted that role, but it wasn't something I was given from corporate, and it wasn't something that I actually took on myself. And if I'm honest with you, I wasn't trained to do that neither. It's just something that I've kind of taken on board and try to do the best that I can. And it has been tough. It has been tough the last few weeks. The amount of messages I have got and the tone of the message I found particularly hard, and sometimes it's made me feel a little bit low and lonely, and I found them quite personal attacks on myself, but the next morning you wake up and you carry on. But I've also had, you know, messages of, well, you're top dog, so you get paid to deal with all this shit, which I don't. Angie and I do not get a wage from Vitae Global. We get commission like everybody else. So there's all those situations that we're dealing with, and you know, hopefully pushing forwards. Now, we always knew last March, April time that the packaging would have to be changed. That was always going to be the case. It would have to be changed. But to do that, it costs thousands and thousands of dollars to actually do that. It's not an easy, quick thing. And you can't just do that for a couple of thousand boxes of capsules and coffee. You know, you would be talking of a quantity of around 10,000. And also the proprietary blend of the ingredients would have to be checked by Loose as well, and make sure that they're fully compliant with our trading standards. Now, unfortunately, UK governments just want money. It's all a money game. And like America, don't have to go through all this compliancy that we do. But obviously we are EU, and there's 50 countries in the EU. So we're a huge part globally. And I was hoping that obviously once we'd done that president and got all those legal criteria in place, then that can open up for a European market for us all. And obviously we can grow and build a business over there as well. However, early hours of last Thursday morning, I had been trying to get a few answers for us. And we had a few issues with obviously shipping costs and these files with Ryan. And I got an email from head office to say that they're no longer pursuing opening up in the UK at this current time. Okay, so that was obviously like a major slap in the face, and I'm not going to lie, I've cried all weekend, and I found it really, really hard, and I haven't told anyone because I feel that you should all know at the same time. And I've been trying to get my head around it and see if there's any way we can work around it. But basically the monetary value to open up in the UK is just huge, and we're not in a position to do that currently at the moment. And because of that, I don't feel really at the moment that you need a UK leader, because I can't lead you anywhere. I can't take you anywhere anymore. And therefore, I wasn't given that role, but I am going to step down from it. And I'm just going to be classed as a VT, a global entrepreneur, like the rest of you. And you will all know very, very quickly what this actually means for UK. It means that we are not for resale. It will mean that the shipping's going back to America, so it's going to be drop shipped from head office. So Mark and I will no longer be doing the shipping, and and also it will mean that obviously we can't sell from our inventory. So because we can't sell from our inventory, because we're not allowed to sell the product on, because the product is not passed by EU regulations, not passed by our compliancy, then it will mean that you will give your link out, and people will purchase the coffee from head office. What will that mean then, though? Obviously, it's US shipping costs, which are very expensive, and there is the risk of that product being stopped in customs and you have to pay a charge for that. And there isn't really much more I can say. We all know that, because we know this from obviously all the other companies out there, that this is what people have had to do. In the EU and the UK compliance, you can't say weight loss, you can't say lean, you can't say energy, you can't give any form of claim. So the whole packaging needs to be completely redesigned. And that is just something that, unless we find some form of financial backer in the UK that's got a good $250,000 behind them that will actually put towards this, it's not something that VT Global can currently do at this moment in time. So I would like at this moment to thank everyone in the team, past, present, and all the support that you have given. I would particularly like to thank Ruth and Eloise for being there when I've had my moments, like on the merger, which really upset me at that period of time. And on my first morning in California, when I woke up and I had a little moment thinking, I can't do this, I can't turn up at head office. And they helped me to start my frock and my shoes. I'd also like to thank Lisa, who worked so hard at head office that the amount of work she does is unbelievable. And I think she works like a Trojan and she deserves a medal. But most I'd like to thank Angie. With Angie, I feel that I've not just gained a really close friend and a fantastic mentor, but I've also gained an older sister, my Californian sister, and she means the world to me, and she knows that. But at the moment in time, I don't know. I will tell you all now, I will never be going to another coffee company. I'm an ambassador for Lean Java Bean, and that's how it will stay. Where my future is, I do not know, because of selling of the product. But I will not be going anywhere unless they kick me out and shut my account, close my account. But it's just a matter of obviously time now. So what I'd like to do, obviously the Exervia team that are on here are going to know that because Exervia is dissolved, that unfortunately your two coffees are no longer compliant as well. So you're in, unfortunately, the same situation as ourselves. And I know you're waiting for back orders as well. So I've said enough. And I am going to see if Carl's got anybody who wants to ask any questions. And I'm hoping there's somebody on corporate there just to be able to answer them for you. And I'm going to go quiet. Okay.
Alison,
Carl, can you take it, please, love?
Alison,
last time we did one of these calls, everybody started talking. If that happens, I do know corporate will walk. So please, please go in an order so that Carl can manage it, so we're not talking over each other. If anybody does have any questions or anything they want to ask or anything they want to add, then please do that, but let's be professional. Okay, Carl, could you take over, please?
Yeah, absolutely. But just before I do, I just want to say, a massive thanks to you, Alison. Obviously we've already been through the routes ourselves, obviously with Zaveo, but I just want to say that obviously since coming across, and you've been absolutely professional, you've been transparent, your integrity is second to none. And we are where we are. But, you know, one thing that I would say is don't blame yourself because it's not your fault.
No.
So what I want to do is just give everybody the opportunity to, if anybody has got a question, you have got on your screen in front of you, you've got a bit where you can raise a hand. If you just raise a hand, if you can't see that and you've got your camera on, then just do me a favor. Just put your hand in the air. It's easier than pressing a button to do it. So if anybody wants to open up, so we've got Ruth there. Ruth, so if you just unmute yourself, please, Ruth.
Have done. Thanks, Carl.
Okay.
As you all know, I'm really close, good friends with Alison. I knew nothing about this. She was sort of saying to me today that, you know, try and get on the call. I've been really busy this past few weeks and I've been fairly quiet. What I can say is that I know how hard Alison's worked on this day, night. So for everybody on this call, and I know there's lots of people that will sort of be quite emotive right now, please do not kind of, and I know the majority of us wouldn't, sort of have a go at Alison. I think she's been incredibly brave and incredibly professional to come onto this call and do this, because I know many people that wouldn't, and that would just kind of put messages in groups. I know that, Carl, you know that we all know people that would do that. So props to you, Alison, for coming on and doing this. It must be incredibly difficult for you, and I can see that it is. What I will say, though, is I am more than slightly disappointed, not so much for myself, but for everybody else on this call and those that aren't on this call that couldn't get on, that have put their heart and soul into this. Lots of us questioned NFR way back when. We were assured, you know, things were going right, and whatever the reasons may be, I feel really let down, if I'm honest, and I know that I certainly, personally, won't be waiting. That's me pretty much done. I won't be waiting for any packaging to be changed or anything like that, because I feel very let down. And I'm just sorry for Alison and everybody else that has put their heart and soul and kind of put faith in what we were told.
Okay, thank you so much, Ruth. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to allude on to anything there, but I hear all your words that you're saying there. It's I mean, it is what it is, and you know, we just have to embrace it, because there's nothing that we can do, and it is literally nobody's fault. Certainly not Alison or anybody within the team. You know, these things happen, and this is what we've got to take. So what I'll do now, just invite. I've just got. Who was that one that just asked me though? Because people tapping in here. So, Vic.
Yeah, hi, Carl.
Yeah. Hi, Vic. You're right.
I'm great. I've got a cold and a sore throat, and so my voice is very, very rusty at the minute. So I hope everybody can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
I'd just like to say, Alison, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, between all of you, you've totally changed my life. I consider you a friend, and don't blame yourself. Management is a bloody hard call, and shit rolls downhill, darling. It's something I was always taught. But don't blame yourself. Whatever you do, keep your chin up and stay strong. And you have built an incredible team. And I just want you to know that if you ever endorse it, pop in for a brew, kid. That's all I can say to you. You've been absolutely my rock. You have totally and utterly changed my life, and you know you have.
You're not helping at all.
I didn't expect to help you, sweetheart.
We just need to find a multimillionaire and we'll be okay.
I just keep your chin up, kid. Honestly, it's not your
Thank
fault.
You. Okay, sweetheart, thank you. Thank you, darling.
Yeah, thanks, Vic. I just want to. There's one I just want to sort of ask, probably direct that that I'd like to ask from, obviously from me to corporate. If anybody is obviously on the line that can answer the question. So, in terms, obviously, orders that have gone through now in this past week and previous week as well, is in terms of any outstanding commissions. Where do we stand on that front? Are they going to be paid? I just read that somebody else has just put it in the chat there. I just picked up on that. Sorry. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Can you hear me, Carl?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Hi. Absolutely. Everything that's been ordered and paid for will go out, and it will continue to. I know Alison talked about, before I get into that, Alison, thank you for absolutely your courage to get on here and do this with your team. It takes a special person to be able to get on and do something like this. And I can see your team members, what they say about you is pretty amazing. So thank you. But yeah, she's still shipping product out, and we will ship if people want. You know, we're going to try and get the shipping costs down as low as we possibly can to be able to get it and afford it over there. And like she said, there is problems, you know, product going through customs and this and that. So we will do our best. I know that there's other network marketing companies that have continually for years ship product into the UK, and some get stopped and some doesn't, and they do it, you know, under the radar or however they do it. But I know there are people that are still going to want product, but anything that's been paid for definitely is going to get there and taken care of, either through her or through us. And definitely commissions will get paid and continue to get paid. I don't know if there was anything else you added to that, but if there was, let me know.
No, that's absolutely fine, Lucy. It was just it was just more sort of the worry factor that things were just going to, you know, go off on the face of the earth like we've been obviously in a previous company. But I just wanted to make sure that wasn't going to happen.
Well, you know, we didn't, as a company, realize how much stuff we were going to have to deal with as far as regulations and this and that. And we had somebody that was helping us that disappeared on us, and for whatever reasons. And you know, we thought that it was going to be an easy process. Things were looking up. We had the company house letter, and that was looking good. And or not the it was some that we were incorporated there, and we had the process started to happen, and then it just kind of started to fall apart. We are going to continue to look at ways to make this happen. I know that we will have to relabel the product at some point. You know, I mean, they just do not want lean or trim or weight loss or energy or anything like that on your labels. They just have to be pretty generic, which doesn't give the consumer much knowledge of really what this product is. I think I just looked at a bag that the company you're with, Carl, they call it Blue. Is that right? Blue something?
Yeah, Cafe Levy Blue, yeah. Yeah,
and like, what's that mean? Okay, well, I mean, it's just, you know, you have to, I guess, train your people on a call like this. Really, what's that mean? So, yeah, it's just, this is terrible, you know, getting on a call like this with everyone's just bummed. And but I want everyone to know that we'll do everything we can to try and somehow make this happen. We are talking to people right now that could be potential people that would come on board and help us out with this. We're having the same issues in Japan and the same issues in the Philippines. It's just really hard unless you really become a huge company in the United States to be able to reach out to these other countries and make it and do it right. We don't have enough product on the ground for her to ship, Alison and her husband. So, you know, we really would like to have, you know, 20, 30, 40,000 units of product on the ground at all times over there and do it right and get these licenses in place. And really what we should have done is we should have gotten all these licenses in place first before we even said we were going to do anything, and we didn't. So we put the cart way before the horse. And it really is, it's our fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's not Alison's fault. It's no one's fault except ours. So, you know, we set you guys up for failure, and that's really what happened here. And I'm really sorry. I know sorry doesn't fix it, but it's what it is. And we will continue though to look into ways. I know a lot of you guys will leave and go do other things, and I don't blame you. But if there's anyone that does stick around that wants our product and our opportunity, we're going to do our best, because you guys have been an amazing country, amazing people. I've gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages from different people over there and friended me. Maybe want to unfriend me now. I hope you don't, but I hope that we can still remain friends. Some of the stories that I've heard were some of the best stories I'd ever heard, from weight loss to health to how this product has helped change your life. And I know that you were looking forward to the financial journey as well, and so were we. So I know that Angie and some other people have some ideas of things that they think that we could possibly do there, and we're going to explore those ideas. And I'm not going to give up. So I just want you all to know that. Carl, if you have any other questions, I'm here to answer them.
I personally don't have any. Let me just have a quick look in the chat, Lewis, to see whether there's any customers.
Hi, Carl. This is Angie.
Hey, Angie.
Hi. I just want to let me take a deep breath here, guys, because I'm very emotional right now. And, I just want to say thank you to all of you. And Alison, thank you so much for giving your heart and soul. And I haven't given up, you guys. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do whatever I can to help get this open. And if it takes a year, I'm going to do it, guys, because I just know that from just your testimonials, and I'm seeing in the group chats, that this coffee and these capsules have changed your lives and your customers' lives. And it's just, we can't give up, okay? This is just a hurdle. And I really, truly believe that something's going to turn around, and I have to have faith, and I'm praying. I'm praying like crazy, you guys. So please don't give up. Don't give up on me and Alison. We're not going anywhere. We're staying here, but we're just hoping. We're hoping something does come back around. So I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for all of your help, and thank you for everything that you guys have done. So with that, I'm going to get off because I'm a blubbering idiot right now, and I hate being emotional, because this is very emotional for all of us, and I'm so sorry too. I apologize to all of you, and I wish that I had a magic wand that I could just take all this away and open it up, and we all have our LJB and our NRG and not have to worry.
Angie, I want to say something. You don't need to apologize for anything. You and Bobby worked 24 hours a day, I think just about 7 days a week. I don't really know that you took any time off. And I know you did it because you love all these people that are on this call and all their customers and all. I know what you did. I watched you do it. You were amazing. You are amazing. Bobby's amazing. And I'm not giving up either, Angie. So whatever we have to do to figure this out and get this done, I want to get it done. I know that a lot of people join network marketing strictly to make money, but I know a lot of people got involved in this because the product was changing their lives, and they was changing their customers' lives, and health stories were coming in, and weight loss stories were coming in, and just all kinds of stories are coming in every day. They still come in. And so I know that there's a much more attachment to this company than just a financial attachment and this product line. So I don't forget that. And I think about that constantly. And I hear these stories constantly. I mean, I get stories all day long, and I get, on both sides, what's going on. So I know how important it is to change people's lives with their health. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of money. A friend and I were talking yesterday. He said, he had to get some different products that he takes, some health products. They're very, very, very expensive. I mean, ridiculously expensive. And so what about the price? He said, well, what does it matter even if you're a multimillionaire and you don't have your health? He goes, I can't go out and enjoy the things that I enjoy if I don't have, if I still have knee pain and joint pain and my heart's not working right. And it's really, the truth is if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So I know that our products are changing people's lives and have changed a lot of your folks' lives over there. And we want to continue to do that. And somehow, some way, Angie, you and I are going to brainstorm this thing out and figure it out. Thank you, Angie.
I'm obviously not included in that one then. Right, obviously there's lots of things in the actual chat here, which you've got to remember. VT Global's not going anywhere, guys. It's just that we are not able to do what we're currently doing. So your commissions are still going to be paid. You're still going to be able to sort out, because it hasn't been just UK, it's been a global thing with the actual shipping costs, the overcharging. That's still being sorted out. VT Global's strong. It's a strong company. It's just the fact that it isn't going to be doing what we plan to do in the UK. So you can still order for personal use. You'll still be able to get your coffee and your capsules for your personal use. You'll still be able to get it for your customers, but they will have to order direct from your link. Okay, so any orders that need to be chased up, any commissions that are owing, any shipping that needs to be done, that will all still be sorted out. And you just contact customer care, and I'm sure after everything we've just gone through now that they will be very avid at look at those emails and try and sort them out. I know that Lisa was going to do something at the end of last week, but obviously this has taken over. I know she's been extremely poorly over the weekend, so it's not changing anything. Nobody's account's being closed. VT Global is still strong and running. You can still do this for the next couple of years, but just on a not for resale basis until hopefully something comes up. So please don't be panicking about anything like that. It's just our situation's actually changed. Okay. The thing is about the AMP, I don't know. Lucy probably have to answer that, but obviously it's not something I can answer. But if you have got a team and they're all actually still selling the product, then I presume you'd need an AMP to be able to earn the commissions from your team selling the product. So I'd have said you still need to have an AMP in place. If we decide to leave, can we have a refund on our stock? That's not for me to answer. I'll go quiet again on that one. I have no idea. Maybe Lewis, I'll take this. Maybe I can just send this to him and then he can have a look through these questions, because obviously a lot of these ones are things that I can't answer, and that's basically until I am asked to step up to that role again. I am going to step down because there's nothing more that I can do to help you all with, guys. There really isn't. Everything that you're asking me is all customer care. Obviously we're not shipping from the UK anymore, so I can't help you on that side of it either. Okay, so I would say customer care for any of your questions, and I'm sure that we'll keep their eye out for those. And I'm here for you, but I'm here as a team member and not as a UK leader at this current moment. Okay, so is there any other questions that need to just be brought up before I bring this?
No, there isn't. Is Lewis not still on the call that can answer that question in regards to, obviously, if people have received their packs now and they haven't opened any of the contents in there, can they return them and get a refund? Yeah,
so I'm here. I'm still here. Yes, they could.
They can, yes?
Yes, they can.
And do they return that will return back to Alison, that will return back to you?
If it came from her, yeah, they could ship it back to her, absolutely.
Okay, and then they get a full refund, yeah?
Yeah, she would just have to notify us that happened, and we would definitely refund them.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, people just asking refunds? I'm just sort of scrolling through these questions in here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Has anybody else got any final questions before we close the call?
Alison, can you just I know it's really hard, I'm really sorry, but I've just noticed a couple of people have just sort of jumped on that were on other calls. Is there any chance you could sort of briefly, just in a nutshell, go over what's been said? Or will this recording go into the group? You're on mute. You're on mute.
No, Ruth, I can't. I don't want to live through that again. It's recorded. Yeah. I'll download it straight away, sweetheart, and I'll share it out. I can't do it again.
No, that's fine. I know. I needed to ask. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I will send it out. I'll do it straight away. I'll download it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Personally, can I just...
the 12 months for the NFR, we had a period of time before you have to go through all the different processes, but we've already started to do those. So the idea is now, obviously, trading standards have had our product and have seen our packaging, so they give you a period of time, and that will lapse before we find our multimillionaire. So that's where we are on that, really, on what you was actually saying. Okay, so the product, we've already gone so far through with the registration that trading standards are aware of us, and they're aware of us anyway because of everything that's happened over the summer in the UK with these different companies. You know, we've been reported so many times, but there's been nothing to pursue, and but obviously they have got all our details now, so therefore they will want answers, and we're not going to be able to do those because we're not going to be able to pay for the packaging, repackaging. Maybe Jim could help. Well, Jim's aware of the situation, so. Okay, guys, so we've got any other questions?
Sorry, Alison, can I
Yes,
just quickly just jump in and just can I just say to everybody, because I mean, obviously I've already been through this realm before, okay? Can I just ask that everybody just remains professional, because you know, Alison has done absolutely nothing wrong, and the last thing that anybody needs to be doing now is going on Alison's Facebook. I know some people get trigger happy, as they call it, you know, get in that panic mode and just start, you know, targeting people. And I'm not just reiterating that to Alison. I'm talking across the board. There's no requirement to do it, guys. It achieves absolutely nothing. You know, it's not going to change anything around. You know, we are where we are. But, you know, Lewis has remained professional behind this as well, alongside with Angie. We're in that situation, but hopefully things will get better. Things will start to come, you know, obviously come to fruition, and things will get sorted, things will get resolved, and then we can have a big group hug at a party or something and enjoy. But just let's remain focused, and let's just, you know, I know it's hard not to, but just don't go out targeting anybody. It's nobody's fault. Okay, thank you. That's everything from me, Alison, unless you want to say anything else.
Carl. That's great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So I'm going to bring this meeting to an end. Thank you guys for all coming on, and I am so sorry it wasn't great news. I saw some things go in the chat going, can't wait, and I felt sick all day. But there we go. Okay, so I'll help in any way I can. You know I will. And I wish you all the best. Okay. Bye.